Yes, it's another wrap. This is a Model Y again, but this is a nice silver. This is basically like the stock silver that they used to offer many years ago, but a satin version of it. So this is from APA or Evolv film. So this is a nice thick film, satin candy silver, I believe, candy, something like that. Lots of metallic flake in here, and this is gonna look awesome outside, especially once I put a ceramic coating on here. Water's just gonna bead right off of this thing, and it's going to shine like crazy. I think this looks really cool, especially if you like the factory silver. Very rare color, but this is a satin version of it, and it looks so good. Let me show you some of the... I love how this looks factory, somewhat, but then again, it's not factory. You can tell as you walk up to it, like, oh, it's silver Model Y. They haven't made one of those. It's a satin version, so everything, all the lines just pop so much. It's so nice. This looks so classic, and it just looks clean. It looks really good. Not bright and bold like those. Just looks clean. Very good choice. Now this isn't the silver that they have over in Europe. This is a little brighter silver. I think that one is more of a platinum versus this one. This is an APA film, and they do have a silver version of that color that's over in Europe, more of a platinum color, but this looks really good. Can't wait to see her reaction. It's really hard to see the detail in here. Obviously, I'm going to show you outside, but everything is wrapped nice and tight. Smooth surface. It is a very thick film, so it's almost like having vinyl and PPF all in one. So you get the protection of PPF with a color change, because this is a white Tesla, like all of them are. Seems like that's all people are buying is white Teslas. Stop buying white Teslas. I'm almost done with it. I'm doing the bumper right now. You know, on the last video I showed you the rear bumper and how I wrapped that. I'm going to show you what I do. I explained it many times, but I'm going to show you what I do for the inlays in this front bumper. Now, I've taken it off the car because it is a white car, and you really do need to take these bumpers off, and it really doesn't take much time. There's 5 bolts up top, 2 on the side, and then 4 underneath, and it really just pops off. It's super easy to do. I take the headlights out because then I can wrap in there really well. But I'm going to show you the details on what I do for the bumpers here. But let me know, did you like the factory silver? I know there's a new version of silver out in this over in Europe, but do you like the factory silver versus this silver? Or do you like this? Do you like something like this, some bright silver? So all these lines pop out. You see the bottom line down here, and these 2 lines here that come across. This one disappears right over the door handle, but then the other one picks up just over here, and these lines just pop so much more with a satin or a matte finish. This looks so good. I can't wait to see it outside. So I've trimmed in a little piece here because I want that corner to have a lot of material, but also I have knifeless tape starting from, this is the fog light here, and it comes down the line here just underneath the main crease here, and then tapers underneath. Same thing starting with the bottom of where the bottom of the bumper here, where there's an air duct. This comes towards the bottom or towards the front of the car all the way down, and then tapers off into here. So I put a piece in here, and I use, this is knifeless tape. It'll give me a nice line, which I've done over here. So this side already has the knifeless tape in here. I've already got this knifeless tape cutting here. So this is how it cuts right through. It's a piece of Kevlar that cuts right through the vinyl, and it's going to taper off, and then I can remove this with the tape. And now I have a nice clean line. The great thing about that is when you take the next big piece and put it over top of it, this seam is facing down. So when you're standing up, well, I mean, it's going to be pushed down better than that, but you won't see it as much. Same thing with this one this way. Same thing with the one on the bottom is going to be facing in. So you'd have to be really close to really see those. The reason I do this is because this don't know if you can see, I'll show you on this side. See where the white ends here? Well, if you look, this would be flat. There's actually quite a bit of gap there that if you just if you trimmed it here, you'd be probably a ½ inch short. And to stretch that ½ inch, again, it's always going to want to pull back this way. You can stretch it. Don't get me wrong, some people do stretch this, but the best way is to not stretch anything that much, and then it's going to hold longer because this is kind of tricky in here. So you get this piece done, and then the main piece wraps all the way over to here. I do this front piece separately because when you're trimming this, when you have the whole face here and you're trimming this, you could end up running short here and then you screw up the whole piece. But also the main reason is if you hit a curb or you hit something, this is the lowest piece on the car. So if you hit something and you scratch this, we just have to replace this piece. And you're really not going to see the seam here unless you're really close because it overlaps a little bit. So it'll be facing this way. But it's the best way to do this, the most cost-effective way, I think, because if you ended up doing this in one piece and you get a big nick here or you scrape here, you have to use a 10-foot piece of vinyl to replace the whole bumper. And why do that? That's very costly. This is scrap. I would have that much in scrap. Worst case, if I don't have that, you can do this front lip in black and it looks like a design choice. So that's the thought process behind this. And then basically you just put it back on the car. I put 2 bolts in the top and then I have someone help me stretch the vinyl. What we end up doing is we take the vinyl, it's 30 inches by 10 feet. I end up starting at the middle. Someone is out here holding it away from the car. I end up taking a heat gun, softening the material, stretch it this way and this way as I move down, wrapping over all the way over to here. And then you squeegee it down just like everything, and then when it's almost done, I take it back off the car, take it over back to the garbage can, and then trim everything out and post-heat it there, and then it's just a matter of putting the lights back in, putting the grill in, and then slapping it back on the car. Bumpers do take a long time, so this bumper will end up taking me probably three hours or so. Once all the inlays, all the putting it on, taking it back off, having someone help me, post-heating, maybe even 4. I don't know. I may take my time. This material is a little bit more difficult to work with because it doesn't like to stretch as much, probably because of all the metallic in it. So I did have to 2-piece this. I tried 3 times on this piece, and so I've used up all the material, unfortunately, but I ended up having to 2-piece this. There is no spoiler, but I went down low enough where you're not going to see it. And once I put the Tesla logos on, that'll help direct your attention to where the Tesla logos are. But if she wants a spoiler on there, that would cover up most of that, and you only see right here. But it's coming out really good. A couple odds and ends to still do on it, but silver. Frozen silver, I guess, or it's a satin silver. It's a nice thick material. It wore me out.